Hey guys, welcome back to day 2 of the Half Century Progress. Yesterday I just kind of did a random tour of the show, various different things. Today I think it's going to be a little different. We're going to go through a lot of the showgrounds and look at some of the unique things that are out here that we necessarily wouldn't see at home. So let's get started. Farmall Cub, painted up to be a demonstrator. I do like the one row planer unit. Interesting. Nicely restored McCormick manure spreader. Hooked to a Farmall H. That'd be a nice combination. Hey look, they even caught a little pesky something. Well, that would be better off in the manure spreader. I think that's where it belongs. Look at the rubber on that 1466. No problem getting the power to the ground there. Another couple nice beauties parked right next to each other. 1468 International V8 diesel. Don't know much about them. International L120 pickup. And your dime a dozen Super H's, H's, Super C's, B's, A's. Yep, there's plenty of them around here. Here's a series of high crop tractors. This 300 caught my interest. I'm not sure whether this fast hitch was factory or a homemade job, but whatever the case may be, they did a nice job. 460 propane high crop. And a 1066 high crop. $19.75 Steiger. There's a Case Spirit of 76. It's a nice tractor. What is this thing? Minneapolis Moline UB with a 2-row mounted corn picker. One thing that catches my eye is a shield around the muffler. You don't usually see too many shields around the exhaust. Usually you'll find a screen like this or even a snout that comes up, but not usually something around the exhaust. Minneapolis Moline self-propelled sprayer. I don't know if that's a Wisconsin or a Kohler 4-cylinder. I almost think that's a Wisconsin, but I don't know that for sure. That's different. 45-foot boom, 200-gallon tank. Look at those fenders. They're almost pristine. Very nice.
He said it's like lifting a person on the hook. So he has to cut out the engine.
I bet that power steering is nice. That engine's got to be heavy. Behind combine, Massey-Ferguson. Wonder how many bushel this thing holds. I'm guessing this is the green head for it. Belts have seen better days. This is a nice piece of harvesting equipment. That's interesting. It's got a PTO shaft, it's PTO driven, but it does have an engine that's mounted to it. And obviously the engine's not doing anything because there's no drive belt on it. It is air cooled though. Interesting. Look at all the moving parts. It's got some green in it, so I'm assuming it's been used here at the show. Case model 75. There's a backside view of the engine. Getting her done about 5 foot at a time. 756 high crop. 756 Wheatland. This is the first one I've actually seen with a mower on it. This is a Farmall Super A Christmas tree tractor. It was made to drive down between the rows of Christmas trees and let the trees get upwards of 5 foot tall, but yet you could mow the grass at the base of the trees in between the rows. See a lot of 6 and 800 series, even 900 series back home, but not a 501. This was Ford's version of an offset, basically like a Farmall A. Had vision from the driver's seat, so you could look right down and see where you were cultivating. Pretty neat setup. So while Stacy and I have been out this week on our little vacation, Logan's been home doing chores for us, and we greatly appreciate that, because without him being able to do that, we wouldn't be able to do this. And as much as we know he'd love to be out here, we appreciate everything he's been doing for us. So as a thank you, this next section is for him. The Allis section. Never seen one of these before. Look at that front spindle. Look how long that front spindle is. Wow. Nice Allis CA with what looks like a 2-row cultivator. It's got guards to keep the dirt off the plants, I'm guessing. There's a group of Allis-Chalmers 220s mechanical front wheel assist tractors here, but this one here has kind of a unique story. Its serial number is 2223. It was the very first one to roll off the assembly line. There was only 1,856 220s made, and only 100 of them had this mechanical front wheel assist. The very first one. Allis-Chalmers 2-row planter. It's in pretty good shape. Now we get into the row of Massey's. There's a few Massey's in our area. They were made just over the pond in Canada from where we are. Nice 444 gas. Massey-Harris coal. Massey-Harris had a whole line of what was known as the horse tractors. They had the Colt, the Pacer, the Pony, and the Mustang. Last but not least in the Massey-Harris collection is this Massey-Harris 44 propane with a 2-row mounted Massey-Harris corn picker. I have never seen a mounted corn picker, Massey-Harris anyways, and I have never seen a Massey-Harris 44 propane tractor. There's all your propane stuff right in there. And we didn't talk about this either. Massey-Harris 101 Super. And I can't remember, and I know I'll be corrected if I'm wrong, but I think the Super had a 6-cylinder Chrysler engine in it versus a 6-cylinder Continental. That's why the side sheets are all solid. You can't see the engine. I believe that was just done on the Supers. An International 50 wire tie baler. Looks like it has a cub motor on it with a jack shaft and a pulley. Drives this great big flywheel and a bunch of chains, manure spreader chains. There's your knotter system, wire spools. This must be the wheel for bale length that trips your knotter stack to tie. Huh. Looks like we've got a Farmall Cub with all the single point attachments that would fit it. Got a reel mower, rototiller, buzzsaw, cultivator. Pretty neat setup. Pretty cool to have all these attachments. Here's a Massey-Harris 2-row corn picker, self-propelled. Right next to the Massey-Harris corn picker is this Farmall regular with a McCormick Deering number 22 two-row corn picker. I bet getting on and off this thing is fun. Now this is interesting. A Farmall F20 with a McCormick Deering one-row mounted corn picker. But the unique part about it is the hopper that stores the ear corn. So the corn makes its way up through, comes down through the husk and rolls. And then these buckets carry the corn up and dump it into the hopper that's about 5 feet above the tractor. That might work good out here in flatlands, but back home on some of them hills, I don't think that would work very well. I think it'd be a little top heavy. Definitely different and unique. Well, we saw the tractor mounted version. Here's the trailer version of a one-row tank corn picker. Looks like they're pretty much the same concept. Here's a view of the husking bed. This is one I've been hoping I would run into out here. I have yet to see a three-row corn picker in person. And it's just as impressive as I was hoping it would be. Man, imagine getting a lot of work done with that. Look at the husking bed. Sure is big, but it has to be to take care of the volume of corn that comes through there. Well, that's it for the half-century progress for us this year. There's just so much to try to cram into one video. I know I didn't get it all, but hopefully you enjoyed what I did get. So, half-century progress in the books. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you like the channel, as always, we ask you to subscribe. I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time.